undefeated Michigan and Ohio State both received top 5 ranks in the initial voting. The Buckeyes hold a higher rank in part because they have the better strength of record. There's one of those numbers you were talking about, Des. That according to ESPN Analytics. And a slightly higher average margin of victory. Can either Ohio State or Michigan afford to lose a game in the regular season, Des, and still make the playoffs?
Oh, I love these
Ohio
questions.
State's at number 2. Georgia's at number 3. The disrespect, Bulldogs. The disrespect. Wow.
Hey, they agree with
the
you.
Disrespect.
They agree.
Baby.
They agree with
I mean, you're playing SEC schedule. What? So I don't think that Michigan can afford to lose. It's apparent and obvious by the initial rankings that came out Tuesday night that the committee does not like Michigan's non-conference schedule, I guess. Everything else falls in line, but just that one metric or, I don't know, analytic or however you want to look at it, it doesn't jibe well with the committee. So I think that Ohio State seems to be in great position because they're number 2. Like, they're number 2 above the reigning national champ, the Georgia Bulldogs. And Michigan's at 5, so they can't afford to lose. Ohio State, I would think that they could, but realistically, that last game, if they go into the Michigan game undefeated and they lose that game, to me, I don't see how they could get into the Big Ten championship game. If you're not in the Big Ten championship game, the committee is going to do a disservice to a lot of teams if they still put them in the college football playoff.
Yeah, and there's all these ifs, ands, and buts. But, I mean, the loser of Ohio State and Michigan is probably out. But that's also, you know, you got Georgia, Tennessee, and Alabama, and how does that shake out, too? So there's a lot of things against it. But Des is absolutely right. The non-conference schedule was a point of contention for the committee when you talked about it this week. That's why they had Clemson over Michigan, even though you could tell Michigan's a bit a more dominant team, you know, throughout their schedule. But I think Ohio State and Michigan, both of them, whoever loses, I think will be out.
Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.